Mean that if you got damage, so you got this damage, that's what you got already. So we need to clean out the area. For that, the damage will not grow. The reason why, because we do not want the damage to grow, because potentially the damage will grow. The crack will grow to every areas and corners that we want to cut it off. How to cut it off? So we need to cut off, remove. How to cut off? You need to first determine the rivets to be installed. Okay? You need to determine for the rivet to be installed. You need to go back to your manual on rivet selection, but we don't want to stop there. I mean, you will break off the information. So just think of you have to select 4mm rivets. Okay, so you need to clean off the area. So you want to best fit how many rivets? Say if this is area you cut is say become what 30 mm, okay, 30 mm to cut. Your plan first, you want to cut off 30 mm because the damage size is about 30 mm. And say here is 20 mm. That is the size of the damage. Okay. So you need to think of how many rivets you can fit in the 4 because you have chosen the rivet to be 4 mm. So imagine you think you want to put 2 4mm rivets, 2 rivets. Two rivets here. So you can change the color. Okay, you're putting okay 2 4mm rivets. So the rivet is between the rivet, you need to be what? You need to have 4 to 6 diameter. And here edge distance is 2 diameter. So you're putting 2 rivets, you have 4 here. 4 times 4, 16. Plus this one, 2D. 2D is 8. It's 2, 8. It's 8 here, 8 here, so 16 is 32. Mm. So you need to cut to 32 mm to accommodate 2 rivets. One here, one here. So defect is 30, you need to cut 32 because the 32 to accommodate 2 rivets. Then you look at here, we have 2D, 2D which is 16. Your defect is 20. Mean that you are able to fit in 1 rivets. You need to put 2 rivets because you're having 20. If 1 rivet you only have 16, so now your defect to be removed will be. So here is confirmed. This one is 32. So here now also you need 1 rivet is not enough because 1 rivet only 16, but your defect is 20. So you need also to have 2 rivets. 2, 2, 2, 2. So you got both 32. So this is the planning how to cut out the area. So this is technique or way how to determine the area to be cut off. Okay, to be removed. So you go to each defect that you have, try to size how what is the size to cut off based on the reward that you want to place in. If you want to choose higher reward, so you have to put higher value. If you choose 5, okay, 5 mm, this is 5, this is 5. So 4 times 5, this is 20. 5, 2D, 2 times 5, 10. So this is 10. So end up you cut off 40. Okay, and you cut off 5. 5, you need to have 10, 10, 20. So you're about there. So you need to cut off 20. So you got 40 times 20. That is how much you need to cut off. Question? Again, I repeat. Okay, first, you need to clean up. Clean up. Damage. First, in the case most of damage, we cut off the section. Cut off the damage. Then you have to, before cut out, you have to do the size. So you select the diameter, either 4 or 5, depending on the thickness of your meter. That one you can go to the table. Later I'll show you the table. Then you can cut off. So the strategy is, if this is a defect, okay, and then the defect is say this 30 mm by 20 mm. So this is a defect. So how much to cut off? Because you cut off, you need to put a filler. So how many rivets to be used to install the filler? So I'm thinking about 2 rivets. Okay, 2 rivets. 1 rivet. Okay, 2 rivets. And 1 rivet, just 1 rivet, 1 rivet across, 2 rivet across, 1 rivet vertically. So then you need to do the sizing. What is this diameter now? So here is 2D. Here is 4D. Here is 2D. So the length will be 4 millimeter. 4 millimeter rivets. So 4 times 2, 8. 4 times 4, 16. 4 times 2, 8. So the total length will be 32. So this is how much you want to cut to accommodate the 2 rivets. 1, 2. But is it sufficient for this vertical? So vertical, you have put 1 rivet here. So here's between here to the edge 2D. And bottom is 2D. So you got 8 plus 8, 16. But the defect is 20. So you need to extend further. To do that, you need to put another row. 1, 2. So you cannot live with this one, we need to cut 2. So 8, 16, 8. 2D, 4D, 2D. So 8, 8, 16 is 32. You need to cut the 32. So mean that for the defect of 30 by 20, in order for you to clean up a repair, you need to cut 32 by 32. Okay, ini color. Anyone any problem? You have to do that on your repair. Later, next meeting, we discuss the detail. So that is cut. Now you have to design the repair. To design the repair. How to design the repair? For the skin, we need to design a doubler repair. How to design the doubler repair? Okay, this is task 2. Task 2 is design the repair. So, let me. Any questions so far? No? So, design the repair. You have cut 32 over 32. That's your cut. And then you want to put a doubler. For the single skin, you put a doubler. Doubler over. Okay, doubler over the skin. I lost it. Okay. Now you cut 30 by 30. And then you put a doubler. The doubler would be initial design, 3 revert across. So mean that 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. This is standard. So a repair will be longer. So but the thing is you need to have 3. Okay, 3. 1, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, also 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so all fill up. So fill up. So 3 mean the rule is 3. per side of the card. Okay. So each of the card. So this card here, 3. Card here 3. So 3, 3, 3. And you have to fill up. 3. Okay, clear. So that's how to design the repair. But here, this one, because now behind the rivet, behind this is lead now behind of the doubler. So you need to put a dotted line. So we need to draw dotted line. Because this is behind the doubler. Okay. So first step cut, second step is to patch doubler. Rivet 3 per side. Then you have to complete the work by putting a proper diagram. Putting proper diagram. So your diagram will be diagram will be one, okay. So 3 rivets. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So this is a must 3, but for the length you may need more depending on the size. If this is too long, continue reflecting the actual length. However, the side will be 3 rivets. Two, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So you have to fill up. Okay. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So all riveted. So your actual size will be okay. So there is your doubler. Sorry, mine is not straight. Okay, so it's the doubler. So this is repair. So for complete repair diagram, we need to label. This is doubler. Inside here, this is filler. Fill out the space. And then this is your reverse. And then you label this is to the edge here is 2D. Here to the cut is 2D. Between the rivets here, you can say 4D. So this is complete sketch. You must also include the rivet type, doubler material, rivet type, you have to do yourself. Filler, material, and thickness. So thickness of the filler similar as metal, ferrite metal. For the doubler is 1 gauge higher, which I have explained before. So this is how to design your repair. Later I'll teach you how to design this angle repair. So you complete this task first, go to your defect, see the size, determine how much on the based on the rivet that you want to install. Also design the complete repair doubler. Okay, any questions? So this is task number 2. When I see you next week, I will have to you need to complete this and present and submit the time. And then we proceed with the next is to do the angle repair because the exam on angle repair. So I will do angle repair for you as well as after that we do the stress, load and stress analysis. Okay, any questions? This is recorded. I can share a recording later. Please work in group. Please make sure everybody in the group or else you can get 0 for your assignment. If you are not in group. Okay, any questions? No question?
Sir, question tapi bukan like not about this part. Last week kan ada yang dalam kelas buat email. Kena upload VLE tak?
Belum lagi. You complete semua upload.
Oh, tunggu everything siap lah baru upload.
Yes,
Alright.
yes.
Alright, thank
Siapkan
you.
one report. First class, email plus the defect report dah siap. Suppose tu semua dah siap lah. Kalau you tak follow, you tak boleh follow semua kelas ni. Sebab dia akan coach you. So second step, you remove the defect. I just show you. And also design the repair. So that is second task. Okay. I will see you you work later in the class.
Sir,
Hmm.
last week for my group, you haven't checked our report yet.
See next week we meet. Habiskan siapkan. I will see the whole thing later.
Alright, thank you, sir.
Faham tak yang ni? So next week I will need for you. I need to see 2 lah. Defect report email plus this one when we meet next week.
Okay, sir.
Anyone not in a group? Anyone not having the group? No? Okay. So see you next week with the next task, which is I need to see these 2 tasks completed, and I also go through later how to repair angle Then the next, we need to do the design, the analysis of the repair. Okay.
Okay, sir.
All right. Thank you.
Sir.
All the best.
All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.